Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
The Rock and Review is thrilled to bring on an incredible singer, and she's also an actress, choreographer, and now director, Calico Cooper. Thanks for coming on the show.
Howdy.
It's good to see you. Once again, I know your music from when I go and see the Nashville Predators hockey, because they tend to play one of your songs all the time.
Yeah, they play Grind all the time, which is super great. I know, first glance, hockey fan is what you think. But I am, I grew up in Phoenix, and I loved the Coyotes, and then I started playing, with Beasto Blanco, and Chuck Garrick, the singer, is from Nashville.
Yeah.
And he lives there now. And so, it's going to these Predators games is always something super fun for us. And then, hearing your song kind of on the jumbo, like, loudspeakers that they have there is sort of like one of those that thing you do moments where you're like, oh my God.
I think it's so awesome, though. It's like, and I love the music that you guys are creating with Beasto Blanco. And since you've been involved, I know the band started in 2012, but you bring so much to it. And some people may not know that you are the daughter of Alice Cooper. So it's sort of in you genetically.
Yeah, I think so. I really do. I mean, I used to kind of like brush that away and think like, no. I think you kind of make your own destiny. And I think you do, but also I don't think you can deny, like, if something runs in your family, if you're a brilliant mathematician, it's like, right, it does kind of go on. And mm-hmm. Specifically, like, yeah, I think the music industry was in my blood, but I think sort of my penchant for like loving to show you. I want to show you what we're singing about. I want to do it. And it would be very hard for me to stand there. People think, oh, it takes so much confidence to do what you do with all the theatrics and like the character. And I'm like, I think it takes a lot of confidence too, to just stand there, with the microphone and just deliver your message, which it takes a lot of backbone also. But for me, I always just felt like I've got to tell this story. If we're singing about, like rising and grinding, like I want to show you what that looks like. It's just in my body.
Well, and it's so interesting too, Calico, because obviously I knew you from your acting as well before I knew your involvement with music, because I remember seeing you on Hawaii Five-0 and Bloomers. You've been in a number of horror movies, indie ones. And what I think so interesting too is that you would think there's like this whole dark side with you, but truthfully, you've got you're known for your great sense of humor in what you do.
Well, I think after you do your very first horror movie, the first thing that you realize is that that's the most fun. Those are the most fun to do. Absolutely. Because everybody that's on those sets, there's only so long you can, be behind the door looking scared before some guy in the headset walks by and you're like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just
kind of breaks that wall.
And everybody tends to be on a horror movie set really funny. Like, nobody takes themselves too seriously. Not good actors, really good actors, actually super underrated. So yeah, that I love doing those. I love what they're doing in TV right now with like The Haunting of Bly Manor and all that stuff. It really shows you can bring class acting into the horror genre, and it's ripe for that, I think.
Right.
Like, TV's always fun for me. I love doing it. I always get cast against type. Like, I know that I look like a certain way, and then I always get cast as like the drunk soccer mom. I'm like, all right.
That's got to be a fun challenge, though, too. And I think it's so incredible that, at only 18 years old, your dad hired you to be the choreographer for his stage show, which he is known for. And you did the choreography for what, 11 tours?
Yeah, 11, 12 years. So, I mean, I can't tell you how many tours, but, the Alice Cooper tour goes on for 6-7 months out of the year. I mean, he does hundreds of shows a year, and it's so great. I think it's amazing that he still has a passion for it, like really a passion for it. I don't think you could do that much work unless you did. And he brought me on when I was 18, and it was just like any other kid that goes into the family business, where it's like, A, you got everybody that's been working there going, oh, great, and B, you've got the rest of the people that are like going, well, she should do an internship, right? So she can't just get paid. And so that first year out of the gate, I was like, I'm going to show everybody what I can do. And I sort of started off safe. Like I did what I knew that others had done before me.
Yeah.
And then I just sort of got this like wild hair that I thought, I'm not doing this right. It doesn't feel right to play the ingenue. I didn't look like one. I didn't move like one. And so I just thought, what if I made the audience hate me more than they hated Alice? And I was like,
wow.
Okay, I think I can do. And so I remember coming out as the nurse, and instead of being beautiful and instead of being, sort of ingenue, I came out and I spit right in the audience and smiled back. And they boo, boo. And I was like, yes, yes. And so by the time Alice, breaks out of the straitjacket and he's coming up behind me, they're going, kill her, get her, kill her. And I would keep coming back as these other characters in the show. Like he would kill the nurse and I would come back as something else. And they're just like, no.
How much fun is that though? I mean, what also a creative outlet, because, your dad for his whole career has been known for that. But, you've done that with him now. And you're also getting to expand yourself with Beasto Blanco, because I got to bring up now, you are a director. So with the Seeker video, you wrote it, you star in it, you directed it. That's pretty impressive. I
mean, it really is rewarding bad control behavior, because we could have gotten a director, a producer, a makeup artist, all these things, and I just sort of went, it's easier if I do it. That like mom thing where like, I'll just do it. So like for me, I had this vision and I was having a really hard time explaining what it was that I wanted to do. I was like, no, there's this old Western town, but then these bad guys are coming from another town, but they're chasing this woman. We don't know if she's a witch or, the whole thing. And the people at the record company are going, uh-huh. And one of the perks of being a celebrity kid is a lot of times people will sit there and listen to you even if you're not making any sense. That's nice. So yay, I win. So I was just having a hard time, and then I finally sat down and I thought about it, and I said, I can do all of this. I can do it. I know I can. I've worked, under the greatest teacher in the world, under the Alice Cooper umbrella. I know how things work. I know how we can get this done for X amount of dollars. And I don't want to stand over a special effects artist and go, no, that's not what it looks like when someone gets hit that way. You know what I mean? And so I just had this like ascending moment where I was like, I can do all things. So I did. And it was really hard. That's probably the hardest I've ever worked in my life. We had to pull that off in 24 hours. That whole video got shot in 24 hours in order to stay in the budget. And when it was done, I just remember laying on my bed and I had that like crusty nightgown on and my feet were all bleeding and gross from running through the rocks because I insisted it had to be real, right?
Yeah.
It has to be real as I'm an actor.
The art.
It did by far my art. Mostly I just didn't think about it. And so when we got ready to do that shot where I'm running through the desert with those shoes on, I went, I did not think about this. In my mind, the desert was going to be soft and sandy. Not like so
looks great. The video, I mean, and watching the video and knowing you and your history and your music, though, it seems to me like it really, doing all that kind of melded all your talents into one.
For the first time, I think it did. I think it was an alchemy of like, of dance and acting and directing and writing and special effects and all these things that somebody finally gave me a platform and said, well, fine, then you do it. And I said, well, fine, then I will.
I want to make sure, too, that our viewers know, for the live streams, the new music coming out, obviously the videos, for everything you're doing, where should they go for the website, social media, everything?
Well, we tried to keep it simple and just stick with beastoblanco.com. So that's where we live, at beastoblanco.com. But we're also on Instagram at Beasto Blanco, Facebook at Beasto Blanco, and it always has the newest stuff.
Well, congratulations on all of the success that you keep having. I think it's going to get even bigger in 2021 with the new music coming out. Calico Cooper, thanks for coming on the Rocket Review and talking about all the amazing things with Beasto Blanco.
So nice to talk to you.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.